Hi, MJ Impastato here with H2H Coaching and Consulting, upgrading your human capital development. Here to continue through our model for how to improve how you handle difficult conversations. Improve is an acronym that I have put together to help us remember some steps before we have those difficult conversations. The first piece was being intentional, setting your intention for who you want to be while you're in that conversation. M was for motives. What are your motives? If you're still angry and want to get back at someone or want to prove that you're right, might not be the best time to have that conversation. Really, our motive should be to improve the relationship, to improve the project, to improve the team dynamic, whatever that may be. P is for purpose or bigger picture. Beyond just having this one conversation, what is the big picture that you're trying to really fulfill? What is the bigger purpose? Take a look at that. Keep that at the center and the focus of your conversation. And it takes the feelings away from the facts. We are feeling beings. We tend to get a little wrapped up in our feelings. And sometimes in these situations, if we can just take a meta level, like pull up 30,000 feet, the bird's eye view, what's the bigger picture beyond just this difficult conversation? R was being responsible, picking the right timing so that you can be response able. And today we're going to talk about O for ownership, owning your part. So before you go and have that conversation, a lot of times when I hear about ways to have effective feedback, how to give effective feedback, it often asks you to list out in very, very specific detail what the other person has done wrong so that you can give them feedback on that. While that is very important, being very clear and concise and having specific examples is very important for the person who is needing to make changes or receive feedback or for improvement. I also want you to take a moment and really think about what's your part. And this can be very difficult when we feel that we're right or we think somebody has done something very wrong. It is really hard to take a look at our own ownership of the situation. So in that situation, the examples could very well be, maybe I didn't communicate enough. Maybe I wasn't very clear on the direction that we needed to go. If it's a personal relationship, maybe I wasn't clear about boundaries and communicating that to someone else. I always say uncommunicated boundaries are premeditated resentments. So before you go into having this conversation, be really honest with yourself. What's your part of this particular situation that's happening or the relationship? Are you incredibly critical? Do they remind you of someone else in your life that you struggle with? So many examples. If you're struggling with this one and it's really hard for you to do, again, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. I can walk you through this. Many people ask me, what's the purpose of looking at this? I'm really trying to give somebody else feedback. But if you can take an honest look at your own relationship, behavior, work habits, the way you communicate, that will really go a long way to helping improve these difficult conversations.